There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Hey, and here we are.
What's up?
It must be New Comic Book Day. We have, as always, on Wednesday nights, our buddy AR. He's getting ready to make the big move back to the East Coast.
Finally happening.
As always, my partner in crime, John, here. But tonight, we have a very, very special guest.
We have star power tonight.
All right, we have managed to somehow lasso him into doing a show. This is a man, to avoid being on with me and John, ran through the parking lot during a tornado warning.
This is history because how many shows of this have we done? He had a perfect record of missing these shows. So
he was like running. We saw me running through the parking lot. Our phones are going off. Tornado warning. And Mariano's bolted.
I'll take my chances.
I'll take my chances.
This is when The Undertaker finally lost at WrestleMania. We finally got him on the show.
All right. So tonight, Dad,
for a good cause. For a good cause. I'm not just here. I'm here to do some art tutorials.
This is true.
Nice.
This is true.
Awesome.
So we finally just bothered him so much that Mariano finally just, you know what? I'll just agree to do it, and these guys will leave me alone. But
car.
But boy, does right. But little does Mariano know we're relentless, and if the fans like this, we're gonna be like busting on him again to come back on. Welcome to Ronald in the house, 62 Lefty. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks for joining us tonight. So Mariano is here not only to do a Q&A with all the viewers out there. If you have questions about stuff that he's done and work that he's done, fabulous creator. But he has also agreed. Okay, very special tonight. I'm gonna pull this from you. We have several different copies. We have Deadpool #1, a couple of different variations.
And I think you guys have seen these before. We've kind of had these on the show before.
Yeah, we also have an Avengers tonight, but we're going to do something very different. So Mariano, while he's here with us during the show, and he's going to do a little bit of Q&A and everything else, he's going to actually color these books live for us tonight while we're on the live stream.
I told you guys on Wednesday, when Amy and I pulled this book on Wednesday because it was on the shelf, and we pulled it, and I think we kind of got the, yeah, sure, he's going to be on the show. And I'm like, no, wait till Wednesday. I mean, I promise, the book will be there.
So Mariano is going to color the book during the show. Everybody, you're welcome to ask Mariano any questions. I got a couple I've always been curious about. But
why comics? You're so talented.
No, my question is going to be how he has that good hair at his age. No, I'm kidding.
No, I know, right?
This is a bad idea.
I promised I wouldn't bring up the hair thing, but then now I've got him live on camera. I mean, what am I going to do? All right. So
don't take that ball cap off, bro.
So Mariano is going to hand color. Okay, so this will now be a sketch cover remark in color, and he's going to do it while we're live on the air.
Yeah, this is actually pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
You've seen this kind of thing before. It's really neat. All jokes aside, it's really neat to be there when a creator is sort of like doing their thing. You know what I mean?
Right. So in John, give credit to John. John can't draw a leg. Okay.
No,
and I'm not even sure he can color it within the lines. Okay, if I give him a coloring book. However, okay, you put the man in front of some food, okay, with some ingredients, and he will do something just as great. I, on the other hand, I'm not sure. I can't draw. I can't really cook that good. I'm really good at buying cast iron pans when I'm locked in my house. But other than that, so I'm just the guy that talks a lot, and we'll kind of bring down the quality of the show. But what are you going to do? They got what they got.
No, we've already got it really a high level when we have somebody actually coloring the book.
Yeah, I know, right?
I
So
mean, at this point, it's pretty hard
we
to
have
mess it up.
an actual creator on the show. You see what you're missing, AR? Drive fast. Okay.
Soon.
So just right off the
We'll
bat.
get AR in the studio here one day.
Well, he's setting up a great studio. We need.
I was gonna say maybe we'll
I'll bring the cake, dude. All right, no problem. Okay, you bring the food. Nobody wants me
The beer
making
cast.
the food. Yeah, but I can get good beer. I get a discount too.
So before we get started, I want
yeah.
to thank everybody for joining us.
Yes,
You know what I
thank
mean?
you.
Sometimes we're off and running. There wouldn't really be much of a show. It would really just be, you guys figuring out how to get me out of Nick's office because he's pestering him.
Well, no, we'd probably be sitting at a bar somewhere having the same conversation. I mean,
Nick, that's all you. It's 5 o'clock. But
So-
thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We've got some kind of cool stuff.
We do.
And like I promised on Monday, not that those spoiled, but I promised on Monday, New Comic Book Day this week, Dynamite had some very cool stuff, including Sheena number 2. A little bit later, we are going to have a Sheena statue. We talked about this a little bit on Monday. We kind of, searched through the gallery and found one. So we're going to have that a little bit later.
So a lot of interesting books coming out for Dynamite this week, and the Deadpool #1 which was already signed and remarked by Mariano and Joe Del Beato. However, it will be colored while we're live on the air by Mariano and will be available for sale. So the book itself, you guys have seen it before.
Sale? I thought he was calling this for me. What are you doing? I'm not
Oh, yeah. Later he'll do that Green Hornet thing. Yeah.
No, you-
That is for sale. That it is for sale is the only guarantee here. The whole coloring thing, we'll see. We'll see how this pans
Fred
out.
would go here and he puts
John's the
arrow
backup. Again, I'm not sure he can stay within the lines, but he'll do his
No,
best.
man, I don't. My talent in comics is reading. That's about
So we were gonna, before we knew Mariano was gonna join us and do this for us, which we appreciate. Thank you, Mariano.
Oh yeah.
We had the Deadpool #1 signed by both Mariano and Joe Del Beato for $98. So we're going to sell it still at $98 and consider the hand colored while you're watching by Mariano Nicieza. Consider that a bonus. Happy holidays. Yeah, our holiday gift to you. Obviously not so much a gift for Mariano. He was expecting dinner.
I was just gonna say,
He was expecting dinner, and sadly enough, once again, John has not produced the taco
Somebody had
truck.
to be Bob Cratchit, and unfortunately, it wound up being. Wait a minute.
So we have, let me see, we have one Deadpool #1, a different variation, and then an Avengers #1, and we have actually 3 Deadpools and the Avengers. All will be available for sale tonight.
Too.
All of them will be hand colored by Mariano while we're live on the air.
theoretically speaking.
Theoretically speaking, if not, he'll do it later. Otherwise, I'll send John to his house and have John bother him at home. Okay, and we know Mariano doesn't want that. Okay,
Nobody
so
ever does.
I guarantee you that you may not see the whole thing colored on air, but you'll get it. So we'll have those 4 available, $98 tonight. A tremendous opportunity. I mean, to actually, we've always tried to reproduce the con experience.
Yeah.
And I think this is about as close as we can get.
If you've
Honestly, yeah.
If you've been to a con, you see people in Artist Alley, Writers Row, getting stuff signed, whatever. It's really cool. I mean, signed stuff is great. That's why we have it here. But to actually see it, I watched someone a few years back who was getting a Neil Adams sketch. Well, I honestly thought they were going to need like oxygen. They were so light at it. And I mean, I get it. Neil Adams is a great creator, but I was watching this guy and I'm like, "You all right, man? You all right, man?" I think it's okay.
All right. So to get things started, let's do a quick best offer book.
Sure.
All right, let's do Vampirella #35, high-end Fabiano Neves, black and white, ultra limited edition cover. It is $75 suggested retail, and we have it tonight. Best offer starting at $10. So to those new viewers out there that have not watched our show before, basically, we have 2 types of items for sale. We have a buy it now sale, which means that the buy it now price will get thrown up there, and whoever claims it first, it's yours. Then we have the best offer of the night book, which will start at a certain price, and the viewer with the best offer by 7:55, 5 minutes before we go off the air, will win the book. So those are the 2 types. So the Vampirella #35 is a best offer book. starting at $10.
It's
So
limited to 50 copies. We talked at length about these sort of variants that are black and white or single color. There's just a huge demand for these things. I've been to trade shows and I've watched people sort of literally bop from vendor to vendor looking to see what they had for variants. You wouldn't look for books. You're just literally looking for variants from certain shows or whatever. This one is it was really, really.
So we have Nilo in at $10 to start us off.
Nice.
Hey, Nilo,
Nice.
welcome. Thanks for joining us again. And then John touched on this. You viewers really make the show for us. I mean, obviously, this is very unscripted.
Yeah, I mean, there's claim shows out there. You can just go to a website and buy a comic. I mean,
that's true.
Clearly, that's not what people. You know what I mean? Wait till Black Friday once a year, save 10% or whatever. Clearly, that's not what people are looking for. They're looking for a little bit more. You know what I mean?
This is more fun.
A little bit more interaction. A little bit more. I think like when we have Alec here, when we have Robbie here, people look a little bit for context. They look a little bit for qualification to certain things.
Information. I mean, if you haven't, most of our viewers, I believe, have watched Alec's channel. If you haven't,
oh yeah, absolutely go check it out.
Definitely check it out. There's always great content. And from what we hear, pretty soon there's going to be a brand new studio located out of Pennsylvania, so that should be interesting. I know that Rob and I were talking. He was very excited about all the new equipment that he ordered that's arriving there as we speak. So everybody, including me and John, are interested to see the new look.
It's like a road trip.
It's gonna be cool. I'm really excited for it.
So for those of us that are just joining us tonight, we have special guest creator Mariano Nicieza, and he is actually hand coloring while we're live streaming on the air. One of his books that he and Delviato did a remark for, but he's going to add color, and those are going to be available. We'll have 4 of them, I believe, and those will be available for sale all night. $98, which was the price that we've sold the remark books originally, but now you're going to get a bonus knowing that it's been hand colored by Mariano during the show. And we encourage the viewers. He's not going to, this isn't a sweatshop. We're not just bringing him on the air so you can watch the color the whole 2 hours. Do we agree we're paying you? Or
Sweatshop is going to be the sequel to like Intertwine, right?
But we encourage our viewers out there. If you have a question for Mariano, or if you have a question about how these guys, I mean, it's always amazing to me.
Crazy Comic Book Day. Anybody wants to just throw something out there, they're looking for a certain kind of book, you have questions, particularly about what Mariano's doing today, throw them in the comments. Absolutely.
Marcus, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining us. We're going to, because, we're not exactly working with multi-million-dollar equipment here. What we're going to do is periodically when Mariano thinks it's time, he'll throw it up and show you the progress. And
is that a cue?
You can call it a cue. All right, hold on. Let me hold it up there.
Oh man, that's such a cool cover.
All right, so this is
so good.
All right, so this is what we've come to so far. Now this is going to be. He's going to continue working on it, and we'll keep flashing it. And if the viewers like this, and quite honestly, if I can convince them to do it again, we might try to set up 2 cameras so that we can switch back and forth and see Mariano actually doing the artwork.
He's going to work from home, so he doesn't have to deal
forever. He already tries to avoid me. I know that.
So that's you getting put in the recycle bin. 10 folder, is that right? See how that feels? Not good.
Don't bring up Stan. You're gonna make me hungry.
Not this time. I haven't eaten again. I still haven't learned my lesson.
You really, you know what? But at least Oklahoma's what, Central Time?
You at least have a protein bar before you start it.
Yeah, but Alec, you're Central Time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be a problem once you move back. You'll be in the same time zone as us. You'll know better. All right, so let's see. What should we do next, guys? What do you think?
Do we want to throw the statue up?
We can throw the statue up.
Let's throw the statue up and let these guys sort of rock and sock and roll by it.
Let's throw the statue up. Now we're going to find the statue. Okay, so we have Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, #1. Oh, no, that's not it.
No, it's not. It's a statue.
Women of Dynamite, Sheena, Queen.
Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
Queen of the
Have
Jungle.
you not read this comic?
Actually, I can't read. I can't read the
I was going to
spreadsheet.
say, go back and read the comic.
The
The
black-
next part of the show.
This is the Sheena statue black and white version. All right. Suggested retail is $225. It is also going to be one of our best offer items of the night, with the best offer starting at $50. So anybody that's interested, I know the statues have done real well in the past. So
Statues have done well. These black and white variants in particular statues, I own one, well, more than one, but they're really, really cool and eye-catching. Sheena, I mean, I think you guys who've been with us now watching the show, you've seen this, you've seen Dija Thoris, you've seen Red Sonja, you've seen Vampirella.
Right.
The quality work in these statues is just, I think this is maybe one, I'm trying to see the box from J. Scott Campbell, maybe?
J. Scott Campbell, yes.
J. Scott Campbell. His work on that is just,
Amy, could you look up the edition on that for us when you get a minute?
it's, I'll be anxious to see who takes this home. These are
Just how many were made?
most of these statues are between $249 and $299, and we're starting this thing at $50.
So Stevie B says, and this is a good point.
Funny.
It's almost like surgery, but with the surgical mask on and the gloves on, it definitely looks like he's performing surgery.
It really does.
And I am.
I think it's on.
There isn't a comic here. It's really a abortive operation, and he's trying to pull the wishbone out without making the nose go
Don't
off.
touch the side.
I think it's
What'd you say,
honestly. I was gonna say. I think it's even more impressive because what is that? Is that book on just your lap right now, or are you on a
Yeah,
desk?
he's got a particle board, and I asked him how you wanted to set it up.
It's really very old school. It's
Oh man.
About like 405 statues.
All right, so limited edition of 405.
They
All
don't
right.
bang out a ton of these. These are not for everybody. You know what I mean? This is not the thing that you run into the comic book store and they throw in your pull box. You know what I mean?
Right.
These are really, really nice pieces.
So Stevie B, we're gonna once he gets through a little progress, we'll get up and flash it again. I'm thinking maybe next time we do a 2-camera setup.
I think a 2-camera setup would probably be, we'll let people
And
actually watch. Because I'm
yeah.
sitting here watching this.
I'm watching it too,
time.
and it's pretty cool.
It's just pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like if I picked up a red pencil, it would be a red pencil.
Okay, but we're not entirely sure how to work that stream in. Actually, if you and Kyle can figure it out, that'd be awesome. Okay, I don't have my phone on me at the second,
Do
but
we have a voice from the back?
yes, we do.
Yeah, Mr. Producer is coming up with ideas.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So if one of you just clicks the link on your phone, it'll open it up on your phone, and then when Mariano wants to show the art, he can just hold it over the art.
Well, I think what they want to see is Mariano actually drawing. So
Well,
I
I mean,
will
we
get
can
up
throw that
and
up
go
at any
to my
time.
phone.
It's just one of those.
Yep. Hold on. Let me grab my phone.
This actually reminds me of CNN because there's so many people on the windows now. I almost feel like everybody's talking and arguing about something.
I feel like a war correspondent.
It's like
All right, so let's see if we can make this happen.
Rex,
Nick,
you want, would it be
text me
easier
the
if I
link?
Facebook message you the link?
All right. Actually, Facebook message it to you. Do you have Facebook in your phone?
I do.
All right, I'll
they're
Facebook
working
message
out
it
the
to you.
technical aspects. Alan, what did you see in new comic book this week that you liked?
It was honestly, I think it was a pretty solid week. It was a little different for me this time because I showed up before they were done unloading all of the boxes, or they were actually still setting everything up, or going through things. So basically, whatever was on my pull list is what I got. But I'd say overall, really wasn't a bad week. The indies killed it as always. Honestly, even Marvel, I was pretty impressed with a lot of those books.
Yeah, I had that same impression. Usually Marvel is just like, okay, but they had a good outing. It's Christmas time, right? It's the holidays. People are at the store, they're buying gifts. Maybe they're getting them for themselves. Who am I to judge? But it's nice to see the stores kind of loaded up, so to speak. I always love going to stores this time of year, right? You see everybody's got their statues, they've got their collectibles, they got their slabs. Everybody's got everything sort of out there. And, I kind of like that. You go into the store in the summer, guys sipping like a 96-ounce slushy, here's your books. Go ahead and go.
No, the only problem I did have is it really wasn't a problem for me, but for someone who might be interested in these series, So the Miles Morales Spider-Man series and the Amazing Spider-Man series, Miles is now being tied into the Amazing Spider-Man. So if you are interested in that, if you read one and not the other, you're not really going to get the full story. So that kind of sucked, but I am reading it, so I thought it was okay.
I mean, it's sort of almost like the curse of success, right? They've made the conscious effort that this guy is going to move front and center of Spider-Man. People love the character. We've got, I guess, the follow-up to Into the Spider-Verse. I'm not sure what the name is going to be. So I think we're going to see a lot more Miles Morales. We said on the
I
show
think so
Monday,
too.
we're probably going to see a lot more Spider-Gwen. You know what I mean? We're probably going
Hopefully.
we're going to see. I'd love to see, I know they'll probably do some kind of comedic Peter Porker Spider-Ham book. I would very much like to see. I remember a few years ago they did X-Men Noir, and I would very much like to see a Spider-Man Noir book like that.
That'd be cool. The last Spider-Man Noir was actually really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that a lot.
I was a fan of that one. Just like last time, I know we talked about this one last week or 2 weeks ago, the new Hulk series. I don't know. I just can't get into it right now.
It's one of those things where I might have to wait for a few issues and then read them all together. You know what I mean? There's certain series now that the first comes out, and I'm just, it's not there. It's not there for me. And I'm sure a lot of our readers, a lot of the viewers are the same way too. They're looking for the next new thing, and it's not there.
I think it needs a few issues. I don't know. I think I'm only going to give it one or two more. I don't think I'm going to keep going with that series though.
I can't say it. I totally get it. I absolutely get it. What is our next book? Do we have another book?
Well, I've been working on getting the camera up, but Ron is in for $50. I got you on that. Not sure how to mute the sound, unfortunately, but maybe Kyle can do something. All right. So Kyle, I have got the camera on.
Just
Mariano.
your sound button down.
I wish I could angle it somewhere so everybody could see exactly.
Oh, that's actually really good though. Look at the hands of a master.
I do have a master's degree, so there's a little truth to
You
that.
get master's degrees
As a
in
hand
comics?
model?
As a
I
hand
did hand
model.
modeling for magazines.
All right. So Amy's going to help out. Thank you, Amy. There
Look,
we
Amy
go.
doesn't have
So
enough
Amy is going to
do.
stand for 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Use a selfie stick, and we'll just kind of put it over.
Damn, that's so cool. He's killing it on that right now.
Comics or-
We can certainly do that if you guys didn't turn me into like Steve Jobs for a second there. All right, so let's do our first remark comment. What do you think?
Nice.
Since we're already having a remark colored while we speak.
This is like remark to the max. I like this.
All right.
Looks like we got some cool remarks too tonight.
What's that?
I said, it looks like we got some cool remarks tonight too.
We do.
Just reading
So
down the
we've
list.
got Star Wars #1, remarked edition by Ken Hazer with a Darth Vader sketch.
Oh man.
Suggested retail of $89.99. We have it tonight for $77.19 for the year Star Wars hit in 1977.
This is so man. This I gotta tell you, this thing is so.
Yeah, that's
So,
legit.
wow.
We've talked about Ken's work. Ken's use of the shading here is just, you know what I mean, the red on the black mask.
Right.
I'm really not even that big into Star Wars, but man, that's a hell of a piece. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know what, I can't say enough about these remarked covers. You know what I mean? Right now, there's like a real rush for original art. And I think that, with every piece of original art, it's almost like musical chairs, right? The music stops and someone doesn't have a chair. And I think that this is a really kind of cool way to get something, like real specific. Like I was kind of back and forth a little bit with Ken on Instagram, and he was talking about how, you know what I mean? Like it's always trying to catch like a moment with these books. You know what I mean? Like he's thinking about like the things in Star Wars, he's thinking of the movie. He's thinking of that one optimal moment, and he has to catch it for a remark. And I think with this Darth Vader piece, plus, you know what I mean, for the Star Wars fan in your life, maybe you're the Star Wars fan in your life. This is just a great piece for $77.
Agreed.
And most of this stuff is
all as Mariano is coloring in this remark. I mean, we've become big fans of Remarks, I think,
Oh, yeah.
because it has separated itself. I think when you look at the history of Remarks, it was you're at a con, you're waiting in line to get your book signed by your favorite creator, and they do a line sketch for you
Like a
real
little
quick.
sketch or something.
And now it's evolved into this, and it's become its own little subsection of collecting and comics.
Apparently, they have a corner now in Artists Alley for remarks, like the people that are going to be doing remarks, and you can see a clump. I saw a photo on Instagram from a con, and you've got this clump of people, and they're all waiting for And I'm like, I'm so happy to see remarks catch on.
So just to bring everybody back up to speed real quick, on the Sheena statue, Ron opened up with 50, Stevie B was at 60, and Ron is now at 75. So that should keep everybody up to speed there. I was going to ask Mariana, I was going to commission Mariana to do a comic for me. It was going to be the superhero that is forever in search of a taco truck.
Oh, no.
He's just waiting for me to get back for that taco truck.
That's right.
Talking about food while we're
Yes.
waiting for the pizza delivery or the Chinese food that's coming for dinner.
Did I actually promise that?
Well, you didn't, but the executive producer did. So
Yeah,
that's coming.
That's why John brings himself something to eat every time. You see how this goes down. We made it be conveyor belt for the pizza, but we've never actually sampled it, have we? I don't think so.
I couldn't say for sure.
You couldn't say for sure. Uh-huh. That's a man who wants to see Green Lantern every week, or Green Hornet every week. All right, so let's move to what do you got?
Speaking of that, no, I'm just kidding. I got nothing.
No, I did not script Green Hornet.
There's no
this week.
speaking
I'm
of
sorry,
that.
bro. I'm sorry. I just totally the week got so busy. Couldn't even
Although with
tell
the
you.
new year, I would just suggest that people keep their ears open.
Well, since we have Mariano here, let's do a book that's sort of since he's remarking a Deadpool book. Let's do another Deadpool book. One I kind of like. Avengers #1, Deadpool Gangnam Style variant gold signature series signed by Jonathan Hickman. And after this, I think we have to go to break. Suggested retail of $99.99. We have tonight for $62. The year the Avengers first hit, and consider that it's.
I got a question. You said this is a book he did that you kind of liked. So you're saying there are books he does that you kind of don't like?
Dude, what are you setting me up here? Is this for revenge for the taco truck statement?
No, but I mean, literally, the creator is a foot away from you.
Well,
Wait a minute. What are we talking about?
I'm
here?
talking about Avengers #1, Deadpool. I don't know what John's talking about, but if you're going to drink beforehand, you should bring some for the rest of us. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
You got to save some for me too.
Things, but I can't take credit for that particular comment.
So,
That
listen,
one I can't take credit for.
we got to go to our first break. When we come back, we have special guest creator Mariano Nicieza coloring and available for sale tonight. Go ahead.
And Nick had me work on a special project during the first segment, so when we come back, we'll show you that too.
Sounds good. Sweet. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
He'll enjoy Oklahoma's wide open spaces. He loves to run and run and run.
Live shot of Alec Leatham. We're looking live at AR Comic Studios.
Hey, what's going on? We're still trying to figure out technical, and of course my phone's dying. I didn't bring my charger. But while it's still running, we may have to just switch to somebody else's phone.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll have to.
So, all right. So, T-Pain in the house. Welcome, buddy. So, surprise
We got
guest.
some neat stuff tonight.
Yeah, we got some neat stuff
Well,
tonight.
we
So,
have Mariana, but we also have neat stuff.
so doing things a little. You want him to come back or not?
No, I meant that we have
No,
in addition
no.
to
John doesn't
this
want
stuff.
Mariana Nicieza to come back. We'll just wait until we get other creators on here. Now they know you don't want them here.
Was it something I
You know,
said?
Amy was getting ready to write you out of the show on Monday.
I would not be in the least bit surprised. So, for those that are just joining us, doing something a little bit different this week. All right. So we have with us our special guest creator, Mariana Nicieza, because Alec is a special guest, John is a semi-special guest. But we have creator Mariana Nicieza, started in
surgical gear.
In surgical gear with a surgical mask, so he, unlike John, will not damage your copy of Deadpool #1.
I'm not even looking at it very much. I'm just glancing. I don't.
So for everybody that wasn't here to hear it in the beginning, Mariana was nice enough to agree to join us for our tonight's show. And right now what he is doing is we have for sale this evening, we have 2 remarked books by Mariana, Deadpool and Avengers #1. And while he is here with us during the show, he is going to color these remarks. So by the end of the show, these will become full colored remarks. And this Deadpool, actually wasn't signed by Mariano, so it'll be signed as well tonight in gold pen. And we're gonna, as we progress, we're gonna show you the work. But they will be available tonight for $98. Okay, that's when we were selling the remarks before Mariano came on. Now the coloring while you watch is going to be a bonus. All right, so that's what Mariano's doing here. We worked real hard to get him here, had to be really convincing. Actually, I am logged out. Amy, we may need you to log in with your phone so we can kind of take a look at Mariano's work here. I am logged out and I am losing power. So
I'll hold it up again.
All right, so you know what? Here, let me get up there.
Man.
All right, so this is the work in progress.
Is really neat.
Okay, as you can see, it's beginning to take on color, and we will, as soon as Amy gets back and links up, she will hold the camera up, and we'll have a different frame of Mariano's surgical hands at work. So, you know, we do this to try to bring everybody something a little different. A lot of times we've talked, John and I and Alec, we've talked about how, you know, we're trying to recreate the con experience because of the
con, yeah.
So there's really no way we could do that better than to have an actual creator come on and join us. And very similar to what you would see at a con, he is hand coloring the Deadpool, and he's going to sign the one that does not have a signature in gold paint pen. And they are available for sale. We originally had it scripted before Mariano agreed to come on with us for $98. So we're throwing the colored version and getting to see Mariano do it live on air for free as a Christmas gift for all of our viewers. So it's a one-of-a-kind sort of thing, and really, really one-of-a-kind because you can see him doing it right now.
And for all you kind of like one-of-one original art type fans,
yeah, this is one-of-one.
This is one-of-one. Like,
so, and everybody keep in mind, this is not something that we commissioned Mariano a while back to do these remarks. The remarks came back. I know our regular viewers have seen it on air before. So when Mariano colors these, that's it. I can't bring any more onto the air for us because they don't exist. Mariano's creating it as we speak.
Yeah, we talked about this before. When people do these remarks, they do, for example, like we had Ken. On Monday we had Ken Acer with a couple different versions of the Joker. Yeah, it's the Joker, but each one is still one-of-one.
Yes,
you know what I mean. There's no sort of
unique in its own way.
And we hope to bring Ken on at some point.
I've spoken to Ken. Yep. I spoke to Walter Giamatti, and I've spoken a little bit to Dave Acosta on social media, and they are all still kind of interested in maybe trying to find in the new year.
Walter joined our show at one point.
Walter
in the
has joined
chat.
our show at one point.
So we saw that viewers really enjoyed that. So what we're trying to do now is, and it's really cool to have them in the chats, interact with us. Have our viewers be able to ask questions.
Well, it's great too because like it's like the source, right? When we have somebody here, when we have a creator, you can ask them. It's not like and it's great for us to all talk about it, right? But to have it, to be at the source is
obviously one of our goals is always to try to recreate that experience if we can, and we could think of no better way. And the interest that we saw when creators joined the chat boards, we thought, hey, let's get them live on the air if we con them into it. And luckily I was able to con him into it. I may have made some promises that I'm not sure I can keep, but we'll deal with that in the morning. Right now he's here.
The car detailing coupon is not valid. Is that what you're saying?
Did I say car detailing? Is that what I said? I'm not sure.
I'll settle for a pizza.
The man will settle for a pizza. Okay. John,
somebody call Domino's.
No, hey,
whoa. That's not pizza.
That's not pizza. We have standards.
Poor Alex been in Oklahoma. That's all he's eating is Domino's pizza, man.
Stop.
He's making his girlfriend move all the way back here just so they can have real pizza, man.
And cheesesteaks.
Pizza in 6 years.
All right, and just real quick to throw it out there, as always, we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. So 10 random Dynamite titles, suggested retail of $3.99 or higher. So a suggested retail price is no less than $40. And as always, we're selling them for $5. And Dwayne's a paid. I'm just kidding, buddy.
There's some great stuff in there too in those packs. You know what I mean? The stuff that's in there. And hopefully the idea is, they're great gifts or whatever. But the idea is you find something in there, or the person you give the pack to find something in there. You shoot over to their comic book store, you know what I mean? And sort of, jump on board, pick up the back issues, the trade, whatever.
No, absolutely. And it's a great way if you're looking for new titles. And it's sort of a thank you. At 50 cents a book, you really can't lose. So we bring it back. It's been real popular with the viewers. Great stocking stuff for this time of year. Break it up depending on the titles. If you order more than one, we will always absolutely do our best to try not to duplicate. Once you order more than that, it gets a little bit harder. So, but that's always available. We love to do it.
You know what I did on Monday? As soon as we did this pack, we should do the mega pack right after it.
Yeah, let's do the mega pack.
Let's do the mega pack.
Can you grab it for us?
This way, we're sort of in this neat kind of this. I love the mega packs, man. This is where people, and these usually are two of our best values of the night, right? Getting 10 comics for $5. That's very cool. And then this mega pack is usually, $200 and something worth of stuff. For what are we offering these at? This is a Walking Dead mega pack. $99. We have Walking Dead 15th Anniversary Edition, number 1, 9/8 slabbed. We've got, let me make sure what I'm looking at here. Gold Signature Series by Stefano Galliano. This is Walking Dead 150. These usually retail at what, $89.99?
You don't have to hold it up.
If I were
just read through.
We have this very, very cool Chris Geruso. I love these. He only did 40 of these. This is number 3 of 40. And it's, it's pretty cool. I realize they're not for everybody, but they're really, really kind of neat. These sort of, it's got a young take, I guess you want to call it. And we have there's a Ken Heiser remark in this pack. He did a very cool sketch of, we've talked about this before. I don't pretend to be an artist, but I speak to a lot of artists working in like metallic ink on like cardstock. That's not like the most optimal way to do a sketch. Ken does a great job on it. This is a governor sketch. So and that's probably close to or in excess of $300 worth of books.
So all 4 books tonight for $99. As always, we only have one available at this price for the evening. Let's see. Time flies. It's like moving out.
And this is this is a good point to bring this up. I try to bring it up at least once every show, right? Walking Dead is getting ready to say their farewell. Once The Walking Dead is off the air, you'll probably see a glut of new Walking Dead content.
Right.
And that means you will see the market go up because that's just what it does. I'm pretty sure you will not see these things for $99 next year.
I would agree with
You
that.
know, I kind of know how these things go with the market, how we go here. This is a great sort of Christmas gift, quite frankly, for yourself if you're a Walking Dead fan.
Honestly, yeah.
But you know what I mean? To get $300, maybe more for $98.
If I wasn't so busy drawing, I'd get one myself.
See that?
So
I'm a huge Walking Dead fan.
all right, so
If Kyle wants to.
So Kyle, we're Amy's gonna try to enter the studio. We got to use her phone. My phone died, so we can catch a little bit of progress on Mariano's work here. So with that, so in a couple minutes, so those of us just joining us, we have creator Mariano Nicieza joining us tonight. He is hand coloring, okay, one of his remarks that we had commissioned way back. And they were black and white, and he's holding it up right now. And Amy's got her phone, so in about a second, I think Kyle's going to be able to hook her link. Her
Amy,
phone.
you need to turn your camera on.
It should be on.
It's not.
All right, so while we're still working on that,
It said it connected.
all right, so while we're working on that,
Let's do a slab book.
let's do a slab.
Let's do
Okay, let's do a slab book.
let's do Gwen
Good,
and Barney.
Gwen
We talked about this. The Gwen character, Gwen Stacy, went from being, oh, the girl Spider-Man didn't catch off the bridge to, you know what I mean? She's like every version of Gwen Stacy. We've had Gwen Vereen. We've had obviously Spider-Gwen, which is super popular. We had Gwenum, which, you know, the Venom fans absolutely sort of, you know, I think there's also like a Gwen X version that
Right.
runs around. She's born as a mutant. It's like Gwen Stacy spotlight time.
So King in Black, Gwen versus Carnage #1, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. Tonight we have it for $75. And for those, hey Joel, what's going on, buddy? The mega pack. Can you run through the mega pack again? Joel's asked that question.
Sure, no, I'll absolutely run through the mega pack again.
And Dwayne Payne says Gwen Pool as well.
Gwenpool, absolutely.
I forgot about Gwenpool.
It's very cool. That's one of those things I think that sort of happened organically. You know, they sort of put Gwen Stacy out there a little bit, and she was like super embraced, super fast. She's been a clone. At one point, she's a robot. She's been a bunch of different stuff. To see her now and different versions of these characters. First thing in the mega pack we have is Walking Dead Walking Dead the 15th anniversary issue #1, CGC graded 9.8. We have Walking Dead #1, the Governor Special, which Ken Hazer remarked with silver metallic ink, which is just, you know, not easy.
Wow.
Of course, all these things come with, you know, certificates of authenticity, that sort of thing. They got 40 copies, a limited series, signed in silver by Chris Gaudiano. This one's #3. It's a real nice low number. And then we have signed gold signature series by Stefano Gaudiano. Only 25 copies of this. This is 20 of, hold on a second. Yep, this is 20 of 25. Really, not only is it covered nice, but the signature is very cool here on the side. This is in excess of $300.
So Joel, that is the mega pack for the night at $99.
At $99.
And since you just joined us, I want to let you know we have very special guest creator Mariano Nicieza, and right now we have available Deadpool #1, signed and remarked by Mariano and Joe Del Beato. But this was a commission that we asked Mariano to do way back, and it was not colored. And you guys, our regular viewers, have probably seen it on before. We've had it on the air for with a suggested retail of $199.10. So Mariano, nice enough to first of all agree to be on the show with us, but also to hand color this remark. Okay, and we're selling it tonight for $98, which was the price we were going to go with anyway. Before Mariano agreed to come on and do this for us. It was going to be $98. So we're throwing this as in as a bonus. So this hand coloring that you're getting, watching Mariano do it live, is no charge. We were going to charge $98 for the book anyway. Signed by Mariano and Joe Del Beato, remarked by them, and we have 3 more available for the night. So just so everybody knows,
There's Deadpool, there's an Avengers, right?
right. So hopefully Mariano can color all of them, but if not, he will. So if all 4 sell, we'll make sure that they're all colored. But at least you're getting an idea of what happens behind the scenes. You know, when your favorite comic book character is created, or whatever the case may be. To me, it's always amazing what Mariano is able to do. Just the story writing, the art. So I have a question for Mariano.
Like a polymath, right?
A what?
A polymath.
That's honestly incredible.
Yeah, what
he's doing.
Yeah, a polymath is someone. You know who's a polymath? Reed Richards is a polymath. He's good at everything.
I like the phrase Renaissance man.
Renaissance man, absolutely works.
Let's say Renaissance man.
And I would know what that meant too. So
something's gone off the rails if I've used the big word.
There's something wrong. I stepped into an alternate
here.
universe and must leave now. Something happened on Monday, and some time warp.
No, but the truth is, though, I'm impressed by everybody who's artistic, who's artistically creative. But when someone can write and draw and color, and there's people that do their own lettering and inking. That's just crazy to me.
It is.
That
So we welcome for all our viewers. Mariano also agreed to answer any questions anybody has. About creation of comics. Too late. I told you. Did I not tell you about that? Sorry about that.
I didn't say anything.
I might have said something about pizza. I don't know. I say a lot of stuff I don't remember.
Start getting those little tombstone popper pieces in the back, man.
Elios.
No Elios.
You get Stover's bread pizza.
I did a pop-up once at a bar. At a bar, we used the Elios for bread of meatball sandwiches.
That actually sounds very.
It does.
We
Sound
did
good.
them like that, and we sort of did them as a group. It was pretty neat.
All right. So Ron has asked for another signed book. All right.
Sure.
You know what we need to find out,
Which
Amy?
one you want, Ron? We'll just send them right over.
We need to find out about Deceased and Legion of Superheroes from there.
Oh, you know what? Let's do this one. If Ron's looking for a signed book, let's do Captain America.
Okay. Which one?
This one's very cool.
This one is very cool.
Signed by Jeff Loeb. There's only
Nice.
15 of these that he signed. This one is number 6. Captain America White, number 1.
That's a good read too.
Great. They got the silver signature. Very, very cool.
So we have Captain America White number 1, ultra limited silver signature series signed by Jeff Loeb. And we have the one available tonight for $69.99. So that is available tonight.
There's just not a lot of those.
No, there aren't.
There's just not a lot of those. And I know sometimes these things sort of escape people a little bit, but it's not that, like if we say there's 30, it's not like we have 30. There's 30 out there.
Yes.
To use one of my expressions, in the wild. There's 30 out there in the wild, you know what I mean? So, if you want to go out and run around and spend months looking for one, that's great. Or, click the link and hit the QR code that Kyle throws up.
Just be careful when you're in the wild. So all right. So let me see. Let's do. I think it's time for a recap. What do you think?
Sure.
I know how much you enjoy them.
Well, no, I mean people need to know about the statue. Where are we on the statue? It's Ron.
Ron is in the lead at 75. So the recap would also get us to the statue. See how that works? All right. So we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles for $5. That's 50 cents a book. It doesn't get any better than that. Then we had the Mega Mix Walking Dead set. We had the one available for $99.
That's a great set.
We had the Star Wars number 1 remarked by Ken Hazer with a Darth Vader sketch. We have that available for $77.19. And then, of course, because we have Mariano Nicieza here, he is hand coloring while we're on the air. Deadpool number 1, also signed by Mariano Nicieza and Joe Del Beato. We were going to have it for $98, even before Mariano agreed to come on the air with us and hand color it. So we're going to throw the coloring in as a bonus. Right now, just about one exists in the world, in the wild.
In the
Okay?
wild.
Because when Dynamic Forces had commissioned Mariano to do these for us, it was done without color. I'm sure our viewers have seen it before. We brought it in, and people have purchased it before. But this time, right now, it's almost one of one. And
It's almost one.
It's not done yet. So
it's like 73% downloaded, so it's almost one.
your old phone line modem. But he's doing it as we speak. We're gonna have 4 different Mariano Nicieza remarks, black and white remarks that he will color for us while we're on the air.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
It is exciting.
It is exciting.
I
It
know.
absolutely is.
Just
I
throwing
know.
it out.
But somebody better run out and get Elio's pizza. Otherwise, he will not be able to continue.
He won't be able to continue if he eats. That's
Yeah, he might have to stop if he does eat it.
That's a good point.
Oh my god.
At least he's got the rubber gloves on, though. He's good.
Nice. A very
so-
special episode of Comic Collectables with Rex.
All right, so then we had let's see, the Captain America White #1 Ultra Limited Edition Silver Signature Series, signed by
Who's
Jeff
got the
Loeb.
Legion of Superheroes and the Greg Capullo books? Can I see them real quick?
Sure.
Let's see what Mariano and Amy think.
All right.
Mariano, what do you think of Greg Capullo? What do you think of Tom DeFalco?
I love Greg Capullo. I love Tom DeFalco.
I think those are the 2 books. Those
Yeah,
are the 2
those
books
are
in
two.
question. Can I
Yeah,
see them?
that one?
Yep.
They're 2 great creators.
These are 2 great creators. So this is number 6 and number 3. So I tell you what. Oh,
Sorry, I think I handed Nick the wrong book. That's my bad.
okay. How much is
No, we got.
How much is
we're
the
good on
Ryan
that one. That's
Sook?
Tom DeFalco. We're good on that.
Oh, we're good with Tom
Yeah.
DeFalco? All right, so Ryan Sook is one of my favorite artists in the industry, period.
Thank you.
And I love Greg Capullo. So this is number 3 of 70 and number 6 of 70. So why don't we do the Legion of Superheroes at 1958, the year they first appeared, and let's do a real blockbuster price on Deceased 1939, the year Detective 27 hit. Hit those claims quick, guys. They're going to go.
Wow. That's
All right, so just to review those 2.
That's Christmas
The-
shopping
the
from your laptop.
Deceased #1, signed by Greg Capullo. Suggested retail of $49.99. Tonight we have it for $19.39.
Nice.
And then Legion of Superheroes #1, signed by Ryan Sook. Suggested retail of $29.99.
It's just a beautiful cover.
And we have it tonight for $19.58.
Single digits. Don't forget number 3 and number 7.
Yeah, these are the nice little numbers. You guys who love those, like the print runs or whatever, they're number 3. I mean, that's pretty low.
We've never offered them at this price. These are great numbers. Certificate of authenticity. Number on the cert matches the number on the comic. These are our big holiday blockbuster deals of the night.
All right, so then let's see. Okay, so then we had Vampirella #35, high-end Fabiano Neves, black and white, ultra limited edition.
Good pickup,
Ultra
T-Pain.
limited edition. Suggested retail of $75. This was one of our best offer books, starting $10. And
T-Pain
Neil-
got deceased.
All right, so T-Pain is claiming deceased. Thank you, Amy. So T-Pain got you down, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, at these prices, I don't expect these things to last till the next break, actually.
Yeah, probably not. And Stevie B claims the Legion of Superhero
Yeah.
by Ryan Sook. All
That
right,
is a
Stevie
beautiful
B,
cover.
got you there, buddy.
And
All right, so Vampirella #35. Currently, Nilo is in the lead at $10 with a $10 claim. Then we did Sheena Queen, black and white statue by J. Scott Campbell. And Ron is currently in the lead at $75. That is also our best offer book. Then we did King
That's
of
a
Black.
statue done by, I think that's the J. Scott Campbell.
Yes.
It's very, very cool.
And then we did King in Black, Gwenum versus Carnage #1, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. We're doing it at $75. So, and that brings us up to speed. So, and Mariano's still working on this. Gosh, that's so
That's
cool.
crazy. I'm thinking about literally that was black and white like 40 minutes ago.
Well, the thing is you got to keep in mind one thing. Mariano went to school for art. I believe he's taught art. He's actually an instructor. and he really doesn't get the credit he deserves for some of the beautiful art he creates.
Yeah, I mean,
Well
that's
said.
just
Too kind.
Well said.
Too kind.
And he has good hair. And rumor has
Oh,
it he has
not
the
that.
best hair in the family. Okay, without naming any names.
no.
But the hint is
Man.
the character he is coloring might be somehow involved in the hair issue. But I leave it at that.
I have
That's
a
impressive.
Uh
trading card
oh.
that Mariano did
God.
for
long
Marvel Creators Collection.
Too long ago.
That's actually something you're gonna have to hold in front of the camera because we didn't.
You know what? That's gotta go way for you. That's gonna go way
Wow.
for the camera.
Certificate of authenticity. I've had this since
That's an old,
1998.
that has the old font on the cert.
1998, 1999.
Wait, you know what's even better?
2000.
2000.
You know what's
Oh,
even
wow.
better than a certificate of authenticity? Mariano holding up and saying,
Yeah, I
made
drew this.
I drew this.
I
I'm
drew
telling you
this.
right now.
I drew Spider-Man.
I drew Spider-Man.
Mariano
Nick, are
tried
you
to buy this.
claiming
Let
that
me
you
tell
did,
you,
or-
Mariano tried to buy this back for me. I was like, no way, this is a collector's
Why
edition.
would you buy it back?
It's
Just
a
draw another
collector's
one.
item.
It doesn't have the
Draw
bottom.
another one.
Actually, I do have a few of those.
Uh
Blank.
And you wanted this back. Make your own.
oh. All right, wait. So Ron wants to know what set that
Or
sketch
better
card
yet,
is from.
Mickey the Roach Series 2 cards.
It's from the Marvel Creators Collection Sketchograph card proof.
Nice.
There you go. And oh my gosh, we have to go to our next break.
What?
There you
Already?
go. Yeah,
All
already.
right.
All right.
Right.
So we have Mariano Nicieza here, our special guest creator, who is coloring while we're on the air
As a bonus for
as
the
a bonus
holidays.
for the holidays. Deadpool #1, signed and remarked by both Mariano Nicieza and Joe
This would be like a
Del.
high watermark. The next shows we do, people are gonna be like, it's
We
just
were-
this guy's talking about.
Yeah, we were selling the remark book for $98 even before Mariano agreed to
Yeah.
color it on the air. So now we're just going to throw that in as a bonus. And stay with us. We'll be back. Man, time is really flying.
Time is
We'll be
flying.
back.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you. And we're back.
We are back.
What's
And-
up?
Mariano tried to escape, but I had
Yeah,
John
we had to stop
pull
him.
one of his professional wrestling moves. Okay. And now he's back. So we prevented him from leaving.
Actually, John used an unprofessional wrestling move. We cannot show that on live camera.
That's-
So now I have a question for Mariano.
Shout out Monster Factory.
So you started at Marvel, right?
I started independently publishing in the late
Oh, okay.
80s.
I didn't know that.
I
All right,
did.
but
Cool.
eventually you're
But
trying to
eventually
put
I
it on
made
Marvel.
it to Marvel. I was an art
So-
director.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was an art director, and then I was promoted from art direction to editorial. So I was at Marvel. I
Gotcha.
wore both hats at one time or another.
So I've got to ask this question. How do you how do you when you're creating a whether it be an existing title or even a new title, how do you start that work? I mean, do you do the art first? Do you write first? How do you usually start that?
Whether it's artwork or whether it's writing, and that's a good question.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that.
Whether it's artwork or whether it's writing, and this is for me, I can't speak for other creative types. This is just the way my mind is wired and how I think. I begin with a game of what if. That starts the ball rolling for me. What if the Apollo 11 lunar craft had crashed on the moon? What if JFK hadn't been assassinated? What if? That becomes the springboard to start thinking about an idea. And then that idea, whether you turn it into artwork or whether you turn it into writing, ultimately it has to be written down somehow. It has to be
Right.
So it all begins with some type of writing.
Okay, so the writing happens first, and then I guess you form an outline of some type.
Correct.
And then based on that, you begin the art first, or
you start to flesh out the outline, and then
Okay.
from that fleshed out outline, you then begin to break up. Okay, I'm going to do this sequence is going to take 4 pages, and that sequence is going to take 10 pages, and let's have a finale that's X amount of pages, and let's do a couple cutaways to see what's going on with other characters and other storylines. So that's how you flesh it. That's how I flesh it out.
do you sketch out or do any art for the main characters or how the character is going to look before you start actually the meat of it, putting the planning out the panels and what's going to be in each panel? Or
So in the industry, there's a term, it's called turns. They use it in animation and in the comic book industry. They use it. Marvel used to put out a book called Marvel Universes back in the 90s. They used to have, it was like a character guide. Used to have.
I remember that. Yeah. I remember that.
And what did it show you? It showed you the character from the front,
Yes.
character from the side, character from the back. You have to create that first. When you dream up a character, you need to create a turn for that character.
I got you. So almost like a model.
Exactly. So no matter what story you put them in, no matter what that character is doing, you've got the template for what it looks like.
See, I find that fascinating because that's always a question that I kind of had. Never had the opportunity to ask the question on how an idea, you have the seed of an idea. How do you turn that into an actual comic?
Well, I always wondered this, not being able to write or draw.
Well, here, talking about not being able to write or draw, let me just say one thing. Those who have talent do, like Mariana. Those who don't end up being a publisher because we suck.
Well, or they end up on air like me and
So you know
John.
what that means?
That's
Future
not-
publishing.
That's not true. Everyone has creative ideas. Everyone inputs count. Everybody contributes, especially to something like a comic book or a TV show.
My ideas are great. You know why? Every time I throw out an
you're the
idea,
CEO.
everybody tells me how bad it is and goes in a different direction, and that's why we have success. They know not to listen to me.
Ay, ay, ay.
Nice.
The comedy abounds. No, it's
That's
a
pretty funny.
team effort. No matter what it is, it's a team effort.
I like you saying that, but I'm not sure which part of the team John and I are on.
Just we're not. That's we're not at all. Not even a little
You're
bit.
part of the distraction
Team
team that's
managers,
keeping me
man.
from coloring. That's
Like
It's
the
the
what's
stats-
going on.
mutton chops, bud. It's the mutton chops.
The mutton chops.
So, all right, let's get to another book. What do you think?
I'm about it.
I always taught people how to make them.
Dude, you
They
can
make their
send me
own.
all of your recipes. That doesn't mean I can go to the kitchen and recreate it, dude.
You know what? That's.
I can do this part though with the salt. I can do
I know
that.
people that have taken art classes and they're like, "Oh, I've taken an art class," and I'm like, "Yeah, but you still can't draw. So no, stop sending Marvel comics stuff."
Yeah, right. I always thought that I an art class or an art course wherever you're at, has its place. It can teach you how to refine your skill in art. But if you don't have any talent in art to begin with, I don't see how a course is really going to help you. You know what I mean?
Well, let me throw out one last thing.
Go ahead.
We were talking about doing, and you were talking about cooking.
Mhm.
I used to watch Bruce Lee movies, and I thought I was a badass person. And this is how I lost so many fights because I didn't understand why it worked for Bruce Lee, but it didn't work for me.
I hit him with the 1-inch punch. And it didn't work.
Which just wasn't as strong.
And the guy thought he got bit by a mosquito.
Yeah. It was the roach. The roach. He hits him with the shot. We've been talking a little bit about Sheena tonight.
Yes, we have.
And we've got the Sheena statue. Today, New Comic Book Day, Sheena #2 drop in stores. Absolutely check it out. This new kind of story direction for Sheena is very cool. We have this book, and this just sort of, I kind of, toddle through the, through this stuff here in Dynamite and find, oh, this looks good. This is Sheena #1. This is a metal cover. Like, literally, it says caution. The edges are sharp.
Do you know why we put that on there?
Because I was going to pick it up.
Well, no, we don't really care if you bleed over it. That's what the plastic's for. And quite honestly, we've had people complain that they cut themselves taking the comic out of the bag.
It's a metal cover.
You would think people would know that, but apparently we decided.
Does Kyle have this image? If not,
Man, that's like the people that sued McDonald's because they spilled the hot coffee.
Right, outside your coffee cup. Yes, it says hot coffee.
Yeah. I didn't know it was hot coffee. It's stupid. Some people.
Best shoes, just absolutely.
Did we send that one?
That's why I said I don't know if we said this to
Metal
or
cover
not. If not, we're gonna hold
It's
it up.
supposed to be on the spreadsheet.
And
On the
see how
spreadsheet.
cool this is.
I've been
right.
seeing more of Rose Besh's artwork.
You
pop
can see
up for a lot of
the metal reflection.
Yeah, you can see the metal reflection.
So we have that available tonight.
Hold it up a little longer, John.
Oh, sorry.
Just a retail of $100. We have this tonight for $85. So
That's an awesome cover.
So that is available tonight, and
this is just a really, really nice book.
It is.
It reminds me a little bit of, the 90s when we had things like die-cut covers and chromium covers, I think was one of the terms they used. And you kind of got this really sort of, different card stocks, different looks. It's a very cool book.
So, Amy, just giving you a heads up, when you get a second, you can pull your phone back out because we're getting to the point where this commissioned piece of art is getting close. All right, so for anybody that's just joining us or joined us in between the announcements, as you can see, the look is a little different. There isn't racks of comics between me and John. And there's a third.
Alex doesn't have any either. What's going on?
Yeah, I got nothing. Man, it just gets more and more impressive.
I knew those books had to come down behind us at some point. So tonight we have special guest creator Mariano Nicieza. He has been a creator in the comic book universe since the mid 90s, or no, the mid 80s,
late 80s,
mid to late 80s. We're old enough. That's you're splitting hairs. He has been nice enough to agree to come on the air with us tonight, and he is hand coloring the Deadpool #1. So we've had remarks by Mariano on the air before, but when we commissioned him to do this a long time ago, it was just black and white. So he did black and white. They were inked, so on and so forth, but they weren't colored.
Neil is right. This is like a huge. This is almost sort of like the show's gift. We always talk about Nick's gift to the fans, with great prices. But this is almost like the entire show's gift.
Yes.
That, Mariano was able to come over here.
Have we sold these?
In the past?
No, tonight.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So.
We're probably waiting till it's done.
So are those?
Everybody's waiting till it's done.
Nick must have had a non-animal protein sandwich.
What year were you born, Matt?
I don't make him say that.
Out on the air.
What year do you want to pretend you were born?
He's a Renaissance man.
2020.
It's a security risk to give out your birthday on air.
That's
a
true.
Top secret.
That's true.
How old are you?
Let's make up the year of when Deadpool was created.
We already did that.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, I'm about to drop the price, so let's see who claims it first.
I'm
about to do a holiday gift. How about this?
The Dynamic Forces start date. How about that?
No, that's like that would be like 100.
All right, what was the exact year you started in the comic book business? The exact year.
And like 1969. He was a little kid.
1989.
Hustling books on the corner.
1980.
So you want it? What? It's already at 98. What? 80?
I know. I'm just giving
Wait,
you.
actually, it's already at 89 because that's the year Deadpool first appeared. What are we talking
No, we did 98.
Oh, it was 98?
Yeah,
Oh, for
98.
New Mutants, 98.
Yeah.
Tell you what, that guy Stan Lee helped create the Marvel Universe in 1961. Let's do it at $61.
So we are
let's see who
now
claims it.
at $61 to the first person that claims it. All right, so keep in mind, this is
This
Deadpool
is a
number
remark
one.
that's being colored live on the air.
Exactly. So if Stevie B is claiming it.
See,
All right, it's
there
gone
we
for Stevie B at
Yours.
$61.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was letting that one go to the viewers. I actually really wanted
Well,
that, but
keep in mind, everyone, we brought three.
It's not.
So all three of them will be 61 if Mariano's okay with coloring all three.
I'm going for it.
He said
All
he's
right.
exhausted.
All right, so I
but
want to say one thing real quick. We continue to call these a remark. This is far more than a remark.
There's got to, you know what, Nick, you should push for the industry to come up with a new term. Because a remark is something
is
that's
3
line
inch.
art. Yeah, that somebody draws at a con.
This is fine art.
Yeah, this is Marianne's been working on it for an hour. I mean, you know.
Oh, you know what? It should
Joel,
be, I have it. It should be dynamic art.
hey Joel,
it's incredibly
I need to
impressive
say
too.
congrats, Stevie, but we brought 4 books.
I thought it was 3.
No, there's 4 because we have
Let's
one on
stop
the
at
bottom.
3.
All right, we're stopping at 3. So we do have.
I don't want to give them
Deadpool.
all away. We're losing money at this price.
You
This
wanna
is the
do-
holiday gift.
So hold on before you start, Marianne. All right, so
Before we
so
start,
Joel, do you want
I want that one on the green, please.
do you want the second Deadpool or we have an Avengers one with Thanos on the cover? Here, let's show that one.
I gotta tell you, this event. I mean, Deadpool is awesome, but this Thanos book is too cool.
All right.
Holy
So
cow,
so
man.
we have 3. So one is gone to Stevie B. We have 2 more available. One is another Deadpool, and then we have this Avengers one as well. All right. So if Joel, you want the Deadpool, we'll pull that out and have Mariana get started on that. Thanos, please. Okay, Joel, you got it. So
I
you
gotta
can
take
hand
this
that back.
Thanos. And wow.
Yeah, I'm honestly so jealous. I really am. Those covers
Well,
are
I
so cool.
promise
It's
you-
so well done.
When you come back, okay, Alec, from the long drive. Oh, wait. Ron, Joel claimed to Thanos, do you want the other Deadpool? Let us know, buddy. So when you make the long drive back, I promise you, if you come hang out with us, you'll get a chance to meet Mariana. Okay?
All right.
All right. And you can ask him to commission anything you would like. But
It's easy for you to say. You don't have to draw this stuff.
I know, dude. I'm always promising
I'll be
stuff.
happy to.
He'll
I'm
do
happy to.
anything you like.
I'm promising people that you're going to cook for them.
I want an aerial shot of Paris.
Yeah, there's a
And when you come, okay, John will make a 4-course gourmet dinner while Mariano's sketching. I'll be there just to supervise. Okay, I'll bring beer.
I don't know if there's a budget for that because Mariano and I come at a high price.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Rex over here making promises for everybody else. Yeah,
I
John
know,
will bring
Dude,
the
I'll
food. Mary, I was gonna
invite
draw for
somebody
you.
else got a cash.
And revolving around food while there's still no pizza here.
Oh boy.
I can't. That's
Tell the
that's
executive
outside of
producer
my.
that the artist's blood pizza level is
I'm
getting
sorry.
low.
I checked our production budget, and that's slightly outside of it. Just
You got colored pencils. That's
This is
what
an
you got for
outrage.
your
no,
outrage.
actually, no. He brought those.
I brought those
I
in.
didn't-
Those are mine.
We didn't provide him with the
I'll be lucky if I get a
tools.
pencil sharpener.
Oh, I could do that. Hey, Amy, if you reach into my bottom drawer, I found one of those old school pen sharpeners.
Actually, real quick, Frank Cho does the outrage covers.
So,
Outrage
Ron, make
is
sure
one
you
of
let us know
Fabian's.
if you want the other Deadpool, hand colored by Mariano. We still have that available. So
And
let
like
us
they
know.
said, this is sort of like a one and done. You know,
And
it's not like
fine
we're going
art.
to be doing this every week on the show or anything.
There's no way that I could con Mariano every week. I mean, that would just make me the greatest liar on the face of the earth, and then I'd be in politics. I mean, what would I be doing hanging out here?
There's no way I can afford for Mariano to do this every week.
So,
And you know what? As Rex reminds me, Christmas only comes once a year.
not if you're Nick Marucci, it comes 4 times a year, actually.
Nice. Oh, you know what? We should do this other slab book.
No, I was kidding, Amy.
I had to be sure.
if I had gifted him a little pencil sharpener, okay, all right, I don't think Mariano would ever talk to me again.
Oh my goodness. If
All
we're
right.
going to talk about
No, I'm
Deadpool,
kidding. Thank you. No, Amy. See, Amy is so on the job. I made a joke about the little pencil sharpener. She actually got up.
What if
to
he
go
actually
look.
needed it, Rex?
Oh, do you actually need it?
No, I'm good. Everything's good.
Still, what if he did?
What if
What
he
if
did?
he
I
did? What
That's
if you
right.
did?
That's right. Should I say I need it? Should I
Well,
say
no,
I
but
need
if you
it?
want to
Oh,
run
you
the
guys
shop
are
right,
blue
and get us
pen. What's
some,
he going to cover with that?
well, if you want to run the shop right, get us some Elio's pizza, and then hey, Mariano's
People know
hungry.
me. I don't shop there. Get out of here.
Nobody's asking you to go. I was asking Amy to go. Relax there, buddy.
No one's asking.
No one's gonna see you slumming at the shop, right?
I know,
Chill
right?
out.
Man, you guys make me want to eat a freaking Elio's pizza, and I know they're not good. I know they're not good, but I really
I'll
want
tell you
one
that-
now.
You know what? They're great if you use them as bread for sandwiches.
Don't
and
you
stuff
have
like
one
that.
of those outside pizza ovens?
Actually, it's funny that you brought that up. My wife doesn't watch the show, so I'm safe to say this. I'm pretty sure that's going to be my Christmas present this year. It's an outdoor
All
pizza.
right, so there you go, buddy. Original art commissioned by commissioned to Mariano Nicieza, and homemade pizza from John
I don't know
Cole.
about that.
And I will be supervising.
I'll tell you what.
No, you said you got the beer.
Oh yeah, I got that too.
We're talking.
Everybody likes Miller Lite, right?
Wait, are there
Yeah.
3 or 4 sketches? Are there 3 or 4?
I think there were 4 that we pulled out just in case. Got popular. All right, gotcha, Ron. No problem. You're gonna pass on Deadpool.
So there's one Deadpool left.
There's one Deadpool
Why not
left.
pass on this Deadpool?
I wish I could find another Avengers, but I don't think we have it.
Yeah, I don't think we have a 4th
Yeah.
one. It looks like we only have the 3. The
Uh,
2 over there and this.
the one that's already drawn. So there's 1, 2,
And the other Deadpool makes 3.
3.
Yeah.
All right. So we do only.
So we have one Deadpool left at $61.
So we have the one Deadpool. So everybody's just joining us. All right. So Ron already has a Deadpool by Mariano. Is it colored though? That's all I gotta ask you,
Is
Ron.
it colored?
Is your wife hovering over your shoulder?
Blink twice.
Proof of life. Blink twice, Ron. All right. So Ron. All right. So we have one going to Joe L, and we have one going to Stevie B. All right. So we have one Deadpool #1, signed and remarked by Mariano Nicieza and Joe Del Beato. It is being hand colored tonight, live on our show by Mariano. So now, didn't you have
We've
slab book
been
there?
talking about the Avengers. We've been talking about Deadpool. I grabbed this slab out. This is another one of these things that I can't believe that the price that this is going to go at. But
that
hey,
one you may have to hold up.
it's
so
not
we
my
can flash
comic book company. This is Despicable Deadpool 287. It's got this really cool kind of lenticular cover. I would hold it up, but it just unfortunately the lenticular actually just doesn't kind of translate on the.
Let's try it.
You want to try it?
You tell me. Is it translating?
I see it.
Move it a little bit.
Move it a little bit,
side
maybe.
to side. No, not back and forth, but side to side.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, it does sort of work.
yeah, a little bit. I
little
mean,
bit.
I want people to know how good this thing is.
So Neil
Well-
M in the house. How you doing, Neil?
Well,
That's
first
a
of all,
running
it's-
joke we have with Ron.
It's great. It's $287. Homage to Spidey 129, 9.8. You don't have to buy the book. Send it to CGC. Pay to send it. Pay to get graded. Hope it comes back at 9.8 and delivered to your house. You're getting it 9.8 guaranteed.
So Nick brings up a good point. So suggested retail is $89.99. We have the one available for $75. So when
you
you
can
get
tell it's Christmas. I'm going to let people know right now, and this is sort of like a little bit of a shoot. This stuff will not be at these prices in like March or April.
no,
This is like the kind of year-end Christmas holiday. Thanks for joining us. Throw out these prices. I'm telling you right now, this book is not going to be $75 or whatever it is when we get to like.
So I think that Nick brought up a good point, right? So when you get graded books from us, the grade will be guaranteed.
Yeah.
What you see is the one that we have for sale.
I mean, we've talked about this before. We don't want to belabor the point, but it bears mentioning. There's a lot involved in getting a book graded. It's not like
Absolutely.
you stop by the drive-thru and they kind of, the process is timely. They've had their issues with staying on schedule, hiring new people, building out a new facility. And everybody's got a horror story. I hate to say this, but everyone's got a horror story of a book they're positive is like a 9.
Right.
And it comes back at like an 8. Every person I know who collects comics and get something slabbed.
Well, I mean,
that story. This is guaranteed at 9.8.
Well, Alec ran into that problem not too long ago.
Yeah, that literally just happened to my book.
I mean,
Minimum.
You did a video on it, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say minimum 9.6. There was a small crease in it, but man, that whole corner got creased bad, and it came back a 9.
So thankfully this one is in perfect shape. It's 9.8. Literally, all you have to do is Kyle throws the links up for people, the QR codes. Just click, follow the instructions. Really, all we need is your real name if you're using the screen name or whatever, where you want this stuff to go, as opposed to all the process you have to go through to get something graded.
Well, obviously, right. Obviously, over the last year, there's been a huge time lag for the grading companies.
People were waiting 4 months, 5 months, 6 months at one point.
At one point, I heard it's outside of 9 months.
I mean, my stuff I think was 6.5, pushing 7 months.
Yeah. So essentially, there was a lag time involved. That wasn't something that was always the case, but certainly became very real during the pandemic. A lot of potential reasons why that might have happened. A lot more people at home going through their old collection, decide to send it in, get it graded, whatever the case may be. But they're slowly making that timeline a little bit shorter. But the problem is you don't know what you're going to get. And I know that Alec told us that you got 2 books. One book you thought was going to grade lower than a 9. Another book you thought would grade significantly higher than a 9, and they both graded out 9s. And I think you even showed the books on air when I was on the show, showing there were like significant differences between 2 copies, and it was a valid question: how do they both get 9s? So the nice thing is when we provide you with anything that's slabbed, that grade's going to be guaranteed. There's no guesswork involved. Remind everybody that's new. Make sure you fill out the submission forms. Kyle put up the link in a little bit. Fill out that submission form so we have all the relevant information. If you are using a username that is not your real name, helps us that we know your real name. Also, your ship to address, because we got to know where to ship the stuff when you buy it. So, be sure to fill all that stuff out.
And I don't know if you saw it already, but sometime if Kyle gets a chance to throw up the link to AR's channel, because you really did. There's like a lot of knowledge being dropped. I mean, we have a lot of fun here tonight. We're super fortunate to have Mariano here. But, Alec really kind of puts these things in a little bit more of a knowledge-based format rather than, I opened this box and here's the books I have to see. You know what I mean?
So you've loaded up a lot of videos prior to your move, right? Because you're on the road tomorrow, right?
Yep. So tomorrow's top 10 list, the video's already done. It's actually uploaded. I don't have it live yet, but it is good to go. I actually have a lot of shorts and like YouTube shorts. They're all already made and edited. So that's going to be good for the next few days. But man, the shorts have been a lot of fun. It's really simple to make. It's only like 30 seconds, maybe a minute at most, but it's a cool way to, keep talking about books or show off new things. And I'm really looking forward to starting to add that more into my daily, routine of content.
Right. So Joel, I know you can't wait to see Thanos. I know you tried. If you don't mind throwing your video up there, and Kyle, if you don't mind switching to Amy's phone so we can see how Thanos, Spider-Man, and Iron Man are coming along. And then Ron, we'll get to the next signed book for you, buddy. There we go. How cool is that? Okay, it's a little.
That is fantastic.
Isn't it? It's a little glitchy. Well, next time we have Mariano on, we'll have pizza. But beyond that,
this is a very cool signed book. Ron was looking for.
We did actually purchase a second camera that we're waiting to come in, and we'll be able to run both, so that you guys can watch Mariano.
Split screen. It's a picture.
It's just amazing. Look at that.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Honestly, really is.
These things are in black and white, and they look great in black and white. And now, Ron asked us for a sign.
He did. Right? All right. So the next sign book we have up. Right? So Joel, that's how it's looking. He hasn't gotten to Thanos yet, but he will.
Man, you could just leave that up the whole time. I've just been staring at it.
I know, right?
I've just been staring.
Okay.
That
And-
sounds
and
like an ocean.
she will
plan.
definitely
My
be
arm.
less helpful if she only has one arm. Okay. Although I've seen
Tell Ronald, hold off on the sign book one more minute.
Hold on a second, Ron.
All
We'll
right,
get to the
Ron.
sign book in a
Nick,
minute.
Nick says
is
hold
a
on to
little,
the sign book for 1 minute.
I'm going to do a Ronald special.
Oh, Ronald special.
Ronald has 60 seconds
Oh,
to
boy.
pick one, then anybody else can buy it.
Wow, Ronald.
All right,
you,
here we
you,
go.
You watching the screen?
This
man?
is a Ron Shepard special. Make
This
sure
is a
your
Ron-
wife's not in the room.
Hulk number 20, original art, Ron Garney. This is probably a $350 page. Why don't we do it for $99 tonight?
Oh!
Nice.
DC Universe. This is like the online game. I forget what it's called. Howard Porter, John Livesey. This is a $300 page. Why don't we do it for $99?
Oh, boy.
Sean Chen Action Comics page, probably a $250 page, $99. Remember, shipping on the original art is $25. So Ronald, you get first crack since you didn't get the Deadpool. I mean, you didn't get the Thanos, but this is available to everybody else.
Wow.
Clearly, Nick's been drinking in his office, and
is
you
it-
know
is
the
there-
worst part about it is
eggnog in there?
he didn't share any with us. That's the worst part.
But I'm sharing the art at great
Or he's
prices.
eating those chocolates in the kitchen with
I mean
a little
those
liquor
chocolates.
in them.
I mean
How many
those
did
chocolates.
how many of those did you eat? 52?
No, 21. I stopped at 21.
Oh, it's a good thing. You didn't overdo it. All
Right.
right.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Original art comes at a higher price. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no way around it. Original art comes at a higher price. They're
does.
not making any more of it. This is a chance for people to get stuff at like laughably low prices. You're gonna buy one of these pieces at $99 and no one will believe you.
So, all right. So Ron is passed. He says he's a published page guy. But so just to recap real quick, Hulk number 20, original art, $99. DC Universe, original art, $99. Action Comics, original art, $99. I'm not entirely sure where you're gonna get original art for that kind of price. But
You're
Besides
not,
here.
besides here, when Nick eats those little chocolates that look like alcohol bottles that have alcohol in them.
Ronald, to get to this book, Nick screwed up the flow.
All
I
right.
think Ronald's politely saying, "Get Nick the hell out of here."
All right. So what were we doing? Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. They
Right.
talked about Birds of Prey. Video game. They talked about Birds of Prey. The animated series. This is a great time to sort of grab a signed book. This one's by Dwayne Straczynski. Birds of Prey number 0. He signed 40. This is number 4 of 40. Certificates on the back, numbers matching. Really, really nice cover. I mean, there's just, I always love these covers. I don't know what they're called. Mariano, maybe you know, but when it's like an art and it's breaking through a page in the back, is there a name for that?
Art breaking through the page.
Fair enough.
You want to write that down?
I'll remember it. I always just thought that was really, really neat.
So suggested retail of $29.99. Tonight we have it for $19.96. Birds of Prey number 0, signed by Dwayne Straczynski. And we only have one available at that price. All right, so let's do. Let's see. What should we do?
Do we have another signed book in here?
Uh,
We did the
we
Captain
did.
America white thing.
Ronald
did.
got
I'm
the claim.
surprised. I'm kind of disappointed that this is still here.
And actually, I think we have to go to our last break. So, you know what? We're going to go to our last break. When we come back, we're going to do John's favorite thing, which is a recap. We will continue to talk to Mariano, and
The Birds of Prey is number 4 of 40.
Don't bother. Ron's already claimed it.
It's all right.
All right.
It's done.
So Ron claims Bird of Prey. Gotcha, Ron. You're good,
You got
buddy.
number 4 of 40, buddy.
You got number 4 of 40, Nick says. So, and then we'll talk a little bit more with Mariano and check out the progress on the Thanos. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
We're back. The countdown clock is up on the best offer items.
Officially big
Stevie
on.
B, if you need to, go ahead and use the restroom. I promise we'll have more stuff when you get back. Stevie B did not want to leave the room because of FOMO. I know tonight might be the best show we've done in terms of just value for people.
That's a fun one for sure.
At $99,
It has nothing to do with Mariano being here.
No, absolutely not.
Well,
We're not taking any credit. I'm not
going
going to take any credit.
I kind of meant it more in financial terms. You know what I mean? To get stuff at this price, I won't be back for a while. I know I'll be on vacation. And I know Amy, she holds the line. She's not going to give you books this low. This is a great time for you guys to buy for Christmas, and especially people, everyone wants to jumpstart their collection a little bit, right? Everybody sort of wants to, everybody knows a story about somebody else that got really good books, really good art at a really ridiculous price. This is your chance to be that person. Of course, everyone else in the comic store will hate you, but I can live with that.
I think they hate you anyway.
They're going to hate me anyway, but.
All right, so
I'm a big fan of the original artwork too. I'd say come the new year, my collection is definitely going to be changing up a lot. I don't know, like single issues and even big keys. That's what I have the hardcovers for. I can look back on it, I can flip through it, because even if it's a big key, you don't really want to be touching that. Any damage to it's going to lower the value. And
well, that's the thing. It's almost now. It's just waiting to be slabbed. Almost. It's like there's a category of slabbed, waiting to be slabbed. You know what I mean? It's not.
So that's why I don't know. That's why I love my hardcovers. Like even all the ASM keys that I do have, I've got the omnibus that if I really wanted to, I can just go through it right there. So I'd say come New Year, definitely going to be looking at more original art. Just sketch covers like that.
Yeah.
Big fan of them right now.
So,
all right, we have to recap.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
So, quick recap. John's favorite part of the show. All right, so we had the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles. Suggested retail $40. We're selling it for $5 as always. 50 cents a copy. You can't really go wrong there. The Mega Mix set, Walking Dead. We had it at, as always, $99. We have one available there. Star Wars #1 remarked edition by Ken Hazer with a Darth Vader sketch. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have that tonight for $77.19. We had
That's so crazy.
So we had 3 Mariano Nicieza remarks. 2 are now gone. We have 1 Deadpool #1 available. Signed and remarked by Mariano Nicieza and Joe Del Beato, but they were commissioned a long time ago and they were black and white. Okay. So Mariano is coloring them live on the air tonight. We had priced it at $98 even before Mariano told us he was going to be on the show with us. But we were going to throw in the colors as a bonus and a chance to watch Mariano color them. But Nick came
questions
out.
or comments, put them in. You know what I mean? This is a great opportunity. Everybody I know always says they want a chance to talk to creators, right? Not everybody is me, finds a creator on social media and is super obnoxious. Most people don't do that with creators. You probably should. But this is a chance for you to ask a creator about the process. We talked about it a little while ago. You know what I mean? How basically this goes from an idea, or in the case of blank page. You know, how do we go from a blank page to, you know, an amazing cover, an amazing panel?
And you know, I want to bring up something else. When we originally commissioned these remarks, sketch covers from Mariano, there was, as always with the kind of stuff that we do with sketch covers, a very limited number. Okay, I can guarantee you that this sketch cover in color, there only exists. Well, one was taken by Stevie B. That one is one of one, and this one is 75% there. Okay, but the point I'm trying to make is that for this particular remark sketch in a color version, these are only two that will exist in the universe. Okay, how do I know that? Because the man who's colorizing and did the original sketch cover is sitting right next to me doing exactly that, colorizing it. And so really it's a commission of art. And we have it tonight because, I don't know, Nick had too many of those little chocolate liqueur bottles. So he decided to do it for $61.
Not to be critical, but there's a lot of chocolate in that room, man.
Yeah. And he said 21. I think he was lying.
It's like Willy Wonka back there, man.
It's more like, you know, more like 50. You know, he seemed a little woozy. Somebody, Amy, you better call him an Uber to get home. So
amaretto candy or whatever.
What? I'm just trying to be safe. Don't drink and drive, that kind of thing, right?
Oh my God.
All right. Should we do Legion Lost number 0 by Tom DeFalco?
Tom DeFalco.
We
I love
have
him.
these as a
Mariano, creator, fan of the Tom DeFalco, creator.
So I do have a quick question for Mariano with the other Deadpool cover. Are you planning on doing the same type of color scheme, or are you going to make that one unique in its own way?
I will probably stay true to the character's colors, so it's a red and gray theme, but I will more than likely do completely different color highlights on that one.
Cool.
So that it'll have a little bit of a different feel. If that's okay.
No, that's awesome.
Request.
And then another quick question. Now it's a little dead spot. I see you going back and forth between some permanent markers and then colored pencils.
Yes.
So I'm guessing
very observant.
I'm guessing those colored pencils aren't rose art. What is there a brand that you particularly like to use? Do you think it works a little bit better than
I
other
know
kinds?
that there are a lot of artists that are very sticklers for the tools they use. I love mixed media, which is why I'm working markers and pencil. If I had some watercolor here, I'd be doing the same thing. But many times this paper doesn't hold up too well to watercolor. It starts to warp. So markers and pencils are best for these sketch covers. But no, I don't have these pencils that I'm using. I have had with me for literally decades.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised they're not real small.
It's an old, well, many of them are. Many of them are. So in this case, it's Beryl Prismacolor, but I technically can use anything. I'm not really.
The watercolors were outside of our budget, so.
Yeah.
Now watercolors are.
And actually, I use a very old mix called Dr. Martin's dyes.
Oh, wow.
Which is these eyedropper
really?
liquid that mixes in with water, but incredibly powerful. Where one drop will give you like cover this entire cover.
All I remember about watercolor was that little palette, and you get water in it. You put
that's powdery though. This Dr. Martin's dyes comes through flat.
Yeah, I'd like to blame that on my inferior artwork, but it wasn't really the watercolor or the powder that was causing it. It was my lack of talent, unfortunately.
So so super quick on the subject of the watercoloring, since you said those covers aren't, they don't work too well with watercolors, what type of covers would work then? Like the cardstock ones, stuff like that?
2-ply Bristol board and anything thicker. Watercolor paper. I mean, they make, you can buy pads of watercolor paper that's made to absorb the water and keep the paper hard.
Nice. Thank you.
So we're going to take a quick look at the progress here.
Oh my God.
That's amazing, isn't it, guys? I mean, that was black and white when we started.
I was going to say,
and it was still pretty cool. I mean, it was cool. But to actually see it come to life in color like that while we're here, and I gotta admit, I have a really good view of it because I'm sitting right next to Mariano.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
It's just
it's just very cool to see. Yeah, I mean, we're sitting right here, and it's just very, very cool to see.
I don't know. Hey, Alec, we could probably get Mariano to agree, but we can't get this taco truck to show up. And I'm sure Mariano loves tacos. He's told me that. So I'm sorry. Say again, Nick. Oh, I better cover the best offer. So we got 12 minutes left on the best offer. So that is actually very relevant information. All right.
That is relevant information.
All right. So we had the Vampirella number 35, high-end Fabiano Neves, black and white, ultra limited edition cover. Suggested retail of $75. We had a best offer starting at 10, and Nilo is currently in the lead at 10. And then we had the Women of Dynamite, Sheena Queen, J. Scott Campbell, based on J. Scott Campbell art, black and white statue. Suggested retail of $225, and Ron is currently in the lead at $75. Let's see. So Ron's asking you, Alec, if you're going to pick up the third Deadpool remark. It's almost as if he's talking himself into it, Ron.
I know. I'm interested. I mean, I definitely don't like to claim things while I'm here. I leave that for everybody else. But
you can contact me after.
For the first 6 months, I claimed stuff. As soon as we did it, we take the book right down. I'd be like,
yeah,
oh, no,
by the way,
I was gonna say, I don't think you actually claim it. I think you just remove it from the show. Like,
well,
I'll take this.
He's taken from inventory.
He picks it up, okay, and it's claimed. Okay.
I was going to bring that up earlier because, Rex, you seem pretty convinced there was a fourth book, and now all of a sudden there's not. Has anyone checked, John?
Right.
Does he have that book?
It's okay. We hired security guard. After the show, before John leaves, he gets frisked. Okay.
No one wants that job.
I know. We had to pay him extra.
This is a tough crowd.
This is a tough crowd, Mariano.
Yeah, this is not the thin-skinned comic show.
No, sir. No, sir. You can't be on this show if you got thin skin, brother. Okay? If we can't find something to bust on you, we're doing it wrong. That's for sure, right? All right, so 9 minutes, 45 seconds on the best offer claims.
You know what we gotta make sure we put out there, though?
What do you got?
I love this cover. I have a couple copies of this cover, to be honest. There's only 50 that are made. And we've talked about, Red Sonja. No disrespect to any other creators. Dynamite's been blessed with a string of great creators on Red Sonja. Gail Simone, Walt Giovanni just sort of hit like the right spot at the right time. And most of the people I talk to that talk about Red Sonja sort of zero in on that run. And we have a blood red Sonja cover. I absolutely love these. Hopefully we have the image to throw up there.
That's blood red.
It is just red line work, which is so cool.
So Red Sonja number 4, high-end Jenny Frison blood red ultra limited edition cover. Suggested retail of $75. We have it tonight for $23 for the first appearance in Conan number 23. Right. So that's also available for sale tonight. And reminder, Ron is currently in the lead with the Sheena statue at 75.
Just in case we don't have the image, I want to throw this up here so people can see this.
And
do I have this on right?
Yeah,
it's there.
This thing is just so cool. Of course, there's a certificate in the back, like most of the stuff. But
all right, so T-Pain wants to see the Vampy book.
Sure.
Let's throw up Vampy number 35, high-end Fabiano Neves, black and white, ultra limited edition. And while John tries to find, T-Pain, you had it up there. Thank you, Ron, for catching that, buddy. All right, go ahead. Yeah, do we have that, Kyle? All right. Well, there you go. That is one of our Best offer of the night claims it, and
It's there's
Nilo,
50 copies of this.
Nilo's in the lead at $10 for this currently. So let us know if you are. Oh, all right. T-Pain's in it for 12.
Awesome.
Gotcha, buddy. All right, and as we're winding the show down, I want to mention, all joking aside, that I've known Mariano now for a few years. We've certainly worked together. The Red Sonja comic, Nilo. Let me get to that real quick. The Red Sonja comic is $23 for
Her appearance in Conan 23.
correct. So if you're interested, let us know, Nilo. So I want to say that Mariano and I have known each other and worked together for quite a few years.
Don't get all sappy now.
Relax, I ain't gonna hug you.
You not on this show.
Nilo, that's for our other show. Nilo, I got you down. You're claiming a Red Sonja book. So,
That's a nice book.
all joking aside, he is probably one of the most entertaining guys I've worked with in my long travels. Very funny guy, very infectious laugh, but also an incredibly creative guy. It's amazing, knowing some of his history and some of the work that he's done for Marvel. You were at Malibu for a while.
I worked on the Deep Space Nine title. which
There you
Malibu
go.
had for a while.
I know that he's a huge Star Trek fan as well, which I am as well. I know that you've worked with William Shatner as well,
That's correct.
so they know each other. But all around, I really appreciate that Mariano took the time. He has a family and a home and a life, and he decided to hang out with. Yeah,
We know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
If
To
this
hang
show
out
was
with
8
us.
hours, my wife would be like, Trey, stay down there.
Awesome.
Stay down there.
Bye.
You should go shopping with Ned.
So I do want to extend that thanks to Mariano for doing this for us, and it's really cool because in all the years I've known Mariano, I've never actually seen him do his work. I mean, it's just never come up.
Did
Yeah.
you think someone else was doing it? And he just brought it in like,
Well, no.
my work is completed, and there's a crew of people at his house that
Yeah,
are
well, no, but
exhausted.
I'm not retired like you are, and I can fill my days with just coming over to Dynamite. And, grabbing books and hounding Nick about Green Hornet.
I remember working 20-hour days thinking someday I'm going to cruise on over to Dynamite and I'm just going to pick up books.
He's found Nirvana.
I found
the camera so we can move John out of the shop. Can you do that?
I did find this in the box. It's a Ken Heiser remark. And before we sort of kind of lock down the best offers and we're thanking everybody and blah, 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 this Champions #1 is very cool. Light variant. Ken just did this. I'm trying to think of a way to put this. The saturation of red in here is insane.
So it is Champions #1, signed and remarked with
It's
a
like he used a whole
Spider-Verse
Sharpie.
Miles Morales sketch by Ken Hayes.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
Suggested
look at this
retail
thing.
of $89.99. We have it tonight for $62. So Kyle's got it up. You can sit
Oh,
back
you got it?
down.
Okay, thanks, Kyle. Yeah, I mean, this thing is just.
That's awesome.
So again, so since we have Mariano here coloring one of his remarks, we have Ken Hayes' Champions up there. I have to say that, and I think we've talked about it when I'm on your show, Alec, on Tuesdays. It has really become a new area of collectability for remarks, or for comics, the comic book universe. So, whereas before it became it was an extra that you got at a con while waiting in line for your favorite creator to sign your book, sketch a little line art for you.
I think the very first remark I got was I pulled a book out for signing, and the creator grabbed the board that I had in the backing and did like a very neat sketch. And I thought to myself, like, life doesn't get any better, right? I'm like 19, and I was like literally, I didn't think life could get any better.
So I guess somewhere along the line, somebody got smart. Somebody got smart and said, hey, let's do blank covers and some slightly thicker stock. And out of this has been guys like Mariano, guys like Ken Heiser, who have turned it into another area of collectability for comic fans. I mean, to me,
Ron wants AR to claim the other.
I was gonna say I've got all my moving expenses coming up. I can't be claiming that right now.
So John Spilios is claiming the Champions. Gotcha, John.
Oh, what's up, John?
John, that's just
Thanks for
seriously,
joining us, buddy.
I saw that in the box and I was like, oh wow, we're gonna get this out.
So, John, in case if you're just joining us, not sure how long you've been watching the show, we have our special guest creator, Mariano Nies, with us here tonight, and he is coloring live books that he's remarked, and he's doing it for us right here, right now. And hopefully, if Amy gets back real quick, we can do a final look at Mariano doing the
and for
the
you
coloring.
people of the best offer books, it's like 2 minutes, right?
Yes, 2 minutes 30 seconds on the best offer.
And we're,
book.
there's a
We only
time-
have 2 best offers.
We're going to
so.
throw the end line up, so if you're interested, I know everybody likes the snipe, but if you're interested, get your bid in, because almost every week we do this now. There's an end line, and then somebody missed out.
So just so everybody knows, Mariano has been coloring live on the air, and you can see it now in the bottom frame. Remarks that he's done. So we had one Deadpool #1, which was claimed by Stevie B, and then we had Avengers #1 with Thanos on the cover, which is what Mariano's coloring right now, and that's going to Joe L. We have one more Deadpool available, which we don't have enough time to watch Mariano color it, but if somebody wants it, Mariano has been gracious enough to agree to color it when we go off the air, so somebody can claim that.
T-Pain, hold on one second. I just saw the comment that T-Pain threw up there. T-Pain, one of the reasons we do the show the way we do, not just like a straight claim show, like Hear the Book, is to try to create the comic shop and the Comic Con experience for someone that maybe can't get to the con. You know what I mean? We're trying to kind of create that environment for them. First, it was the pandemic, but yeah, there are a lot of people that, for various reasons, they don't travel, they don't go to cons, and you know what I mean? I mean, we're kind of like a poor substitute, but we're hoping we sort of bring some of that energy. Having a creator here, we're going to try to get some more creators. Nick will have to figure out the scheduling and whatever, that sort of thing.
All right, so T-Pain is at 15 up. So now Nilo has gone up to 17. All right, and this is for Vampy. So I got you guys down. All right, so
I'm glad
the
somebody
endline's
picked up
coming.
the Jennifer's and Red Son you covered. That's
so coming to it. That looks phenomenal. So I know Joel had to check out. So he's going to be up. T-Pain's at 20 now.
Oh yeah, he's going to be so excited when he sees this.
Yeah, he said he's going to watch the tape. And
if we seem kind of distracted tonight, it's because we are.
Yeah, we're
watching
totally
this
distracted.
is very, very cool.
All right, so it looks like T-Pain has won the Vampy at 20. All right, so that was the best bid there.
Nice.
So congratulations, T-Pain. And what you just said there, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned it. I mean, this is truly what we're trying to do. The world has changed. Yeah, no, it's fine.
I just saw that and thought, this is exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, that's fine. Just going back though, Nick got crazy and is offering the hand-colored remarks, Mariano Nies remarks for $61. I don't know what he's been drinking them little bottles. Okay, he says 21, but probably more like 52. All right, and so we have one Deadpool available for 61. Anybody that wants it, fully colored by creator Mariano Nies, who also did the remark. So if anybody's interested, let us know. But I think end line is there. Good job, T-Pain. You got that one. And I gotta admit, this was fun, and the 2 hours.
Kyle, thank you for the timer. Thank you for the being on the bridge, so to speak.
I'm gonna run out and make sure that I have Elio's pizza so I can.
Oh my goodness, no! Don't.
Okay, John, you're gonna claim the second Deadpool. Gotcha. Okay, so John Spilios. Now, John, we'll be off the air, but Mariano's been gracious enough that he will color it, and we'll get that out to you as soon as it's done. That's awesome. So all the Mariano Nies hand-colored while live on the air remarks are gone. We sold out of them, and I'm so happy.
I'm surprised.
I'm not surprised, but I'm so happy that we did. It's just, it's great to have Mariano here. It's great to see the work in action. As always, great having Alec here. We appreciate it. my buddy John. We joke a lot, but I really appreciate the time he spends here with us. Bringing,
yeah, I mean, I appreciate being on the
as well.
show. I won't be back till the new year.
Nilo, hold on a second. Kyle, before we check out here, if you don't mind throwing the link up. Nilo, a little different from the other shows that you watch us on. There will be a link to a submission form. Click onto that link. Just fill out the information that you see, what you purchased. I believe we already have your ship to address, but never hurts for you to include that just to make sure. Always better, redundancy, that type of thing. But I want to congratulate everybody that picked up something tonight at a great price. But specifically, I want to thank Stevie B, Joe L, and John Spilios for picking up the hand-colored Mariano Nicieza. That's 3 that exist in the world, because when we commissioned Mariano to do this, it was in black and white. And these are the only 3 that exist that are hand-colored by Mariano Nicieza. So, so it's been great. Again, I want to thank Mariano, someone who I consider a friend and I've known for many years now. Great guy, actually. A lot of fun. Love joking with him.
Still doesn't want to hug.
Man,
no.
I'm really happy that John ended up claiming that, because I'm telling you, I was like that close. I saw the minutes counting down to the end of the stream, and I'm thinking,
you didn't even have to pay shipping. You'd be moving back. We'd be able to let you pick it up,
right?
So, but
someone asked me, how much does shipping cost? I'm like, how would I know? I go to the front door and knock and get my book.
Right. So,
but
I want to say, I want to thank, as always, Alec, John, but our special guest Mariano for coming on and doing this. I mean, he didn't have to do this, and I really appreciate it.
That was awesome.
I think it made the show much unique.
Oh yeah, it absolutely added like a unique energy to the show.
Yeah.
So choice about that.
Exactly, Alec, my friend, have a safe drive.
Thank you.
Don't fall asleep on the way.
Don't fall asleep.
Just
on
say
the
it.
road.
Come on, what am I going to say? All right, we're looking forward to you getting back into the area. So
couple
we'll
days.
figure out something new and interesting as well. You never know with us. Could be shooting from a brewery with Mariano. I don't know how good his coloring will be.
And then I can get that color sketch.
Drink and draw.
Okay. Well, we'll get you there, but I want to again thank all our viewers. You guys make the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to catch us next week, Monday and Wednesdays, and this Friday, Original Art with Nick, 7 to 8 Eastern Time, here on The Experience. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.